Welcome to This Week with Pastor Dino. It's Monday morning, and in case you missed the sunrise, I wanted to give you guys a glimpse of what it was like this morning. It was absolutely stunning. It was beautiful. I was so happy to be able to get up and see it. I can thank Hannah for that. But yeah, it's Monday morning, and here we are, and we're still in quarantine, but things are starting to lighten up. And what does that mean? We're going to keep plowing forward as a church, as a culture, as a society. And this week I want to tell you a bit about what's going on in the life of our church so that you can better understand where things are headed. I want to start with talking about the fact that I'm hearing a lot about quarantine fatigue. I'm hearing a lot about people getting frustrated with this process, that it's been going on too long. And I guess I just want to remind you all that God gives us life in the midst of any circumstances. God gives us breath, God gives us our joy, and God gives us our love. And this morning's Bible verse from Isaiah 42 really speaks into that. This is what God the Lord says, the creator of the heavens, who stretches them out, who spreads out the earth with all that springs from it, who gives breath to its people and life to those who walk on it. Today, I guess I just want to encourage you that rather than complaining or getting frustrated that this has been going on too long, remember that God gives us everything we need, and that this is an opportunity for each one of us to experience that life and that breath that Christ has for us. We just have to be willing to dig in, to get over some of those obstacles, to really see what God has for us. God is the God of life. He's the God of breath. He's the God of love, and He pours into us all the time. That's something we're celebrating today. Now, before we move too much further, I wanted to check in with Larry here and see how Larry's doing. Larry, are you there?
Oh yes, Dino, I am here. We're just hanging out here in the quarantine room.
Great. So Larry, why don't you tell me a little bit about what's been going on in your life? How are things over there?
Well, thanks for bringing me in first on your Monday show. This is actually pretty exciting for me. I don't get to be on camera on Monday. It's usually only on Thursday, so that's pretty awesome. As you can see, I am again in the quarantine room. This is where people just kind of hang out, different workspaces and computers, working on school stuff, working at home. Jennifer and I have been talking a lot about God's timing in certain things, in particular the fact that I love photography and video editing. And First Pres, way back in November, we didn't even have a YouTube channel, and now we've got well over 100 subscribers, and that's one of the ways that people tune in and watch services on Sunday and also keep up with all of the Bible studies and things like that. So it's really, really exciting to leverage technology for that, and I'm excited to be a part of it. The kids are knocking on the door of finishing this school year, which is exciting for them. They're, of course, doing that virtually. They pushed James's graduation way back to August, so that's true for a lot of the Manatee County schools, but still exciting that they'll get to experience that even though there's a slight delay.
With all the quarantine going on, how have you and your family been keeping busy?
Well, busy hasn't been a problem, thankfully, but we have played a lot of games that we haven't played recently. We discovered that the kids actually enjoy playing the game Clue. I don't know if any of you remember the game Clue, but it's actually a significant amount of fun. We've played that a lot. And multiple games of Scrabble, and basically I'm unbeatable. I've discovered I'm unbeatable at Scrabble, just in case you were wondering.
Great, Larry. It's awesome catching up with you. Before we go, I did want to congratulate James on his graduation. I know this is a really weird time for high school students and those who are graduating and missing a lot, but James is a great young man. He's got a great future, and just wanted to say congratulations to him, and we're so glad to have you guys as part of our church family. Now it's time to go ahead and move on to some of those construction updates that we love to give you, knowing you can't come down. This has been, again, a week where a lot of internal work is going on, and so the electrical changeovers, it's taking time. It takes a couple of weeks to to do that. After that, the church will be tented. Nobody's at church except for those who are doing the construction. So no staff, there's no programming, there's no electricity. And so you can't go down to church right now. If you need to get a hold of us, again, you can do that by emailing, but let's show you around the church and see what's going on. Now, with that said, there's still exterior stuff going on. You can see the rose window. They're doing all of that work to get the rose window back reinstalled. This is the door that's going to be leading into the choir room from the main entrance. And you can see the work is really starting to ratchet up in the sanctuary. This is where the organ is going to drop into the chancel. It's going to provide a much better view for the choir as Ted plays organ and conducts. It's going to really enhance our worship, and we're very excited about that. And here's Larry getting excited about our offices. Now, one of the most important questions that I have been asked repeatedly is what is happening with the church when all of this coronavirus stuff is done. Here's what I can tell you. We've been discussing this at the session level. We had a session meeting on Zoom the other night. It was actually great to see everyone's faces and all that, but we realized that with the church being closed down at least until May 17th because of the electrical changeover and the tenting, it's going to take us a little bit of time to just put the church back together. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a discussion. We're going to keep monitoring the situation, have a discussion at our May session meeting, which is the 4th Tuesday in May. And at that point, we will start to roll out the plans for what it looks like for us to gather together. But this month, we're going to keep collecting data. We're going to keep seeing what our society does, keep seeing how phase 1 rolls out into phase 2, and we'll make those decisions and let you all know from there. Now, on the schedule this week, it's going to be a bit more of the same, except that we're not at church. We cannot be there. So you need to email us at office@firstpressbradenton.com if you want to get a hold of us. If you have an emergency, and this is for emergencies only, but if you do have an emergency, please call me at home. My home number is listed in the church directory. On Wednesday night, we're going to have a concert. You'll be excited to see what we're going to do there. On Thursday, we'll have a pressure break with Larry, continuing to go through the book of Ecclesiastes. And on Saturday morning, we're actually going to do something new. Dwayne is done with the I am statements of Jesus. We are hosting a live, I guess we can't call it Sunday school because it's going to be on Saturday morning, a live breakfast and Bible study hosted by Dwayne and myself on Zoom. We will send out the Zoom link to the whole church and we'll post it everywhere we can. All you have to do is click on that link on Saturday morning by 10 o'clock and we'll be sitting there, have your coffee in hand. I hope you know how to use Zoom. If you haven't yet, maybe give it a practice run this week. But we're going to hold a live Sunday school class. And if for some reason you cannot be a part of it live and be a part of the discussion, we actually are going to record that session and broadcast it later in the day for anybody who missed out so that you can still receive the teaching, but maybe not that interaction that we're hoping to get. We hope that a lot of you will come join us for that. It's going to be a really cool opportunity. And so be there on Saturday. On Sunday morning, it's Mother's Day. Hint, hint, don't forget. It's Mother's Day on Sunday, and we'll do worship at 11 o'clock. That's all that's going on this week at First Presbyterian Church of Bradenton. I'm so glad you joined us right here on the back patio at my house. It's nice to be able to talk to you all and let you know what's going on. Again, God is the God of life and breath, and we need to focus on that right now. I know there's all kinds of craziness going on, but God gives us life and breath, and it's because he loves us so much that he does so. With that in mind, go in peace this week. I look forward to seeing you all soon.